Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Thanks a lot for being here today. I hope you're doing well. I'm drinking my morning cup of tea, and I want to tell you the story about this tea because it's so interesting. I travel a little bit around the world, around Europe, and I love picking up teas when I get to different places, and it's always kind of a treat to try something new. And I went to Ljubljana recently with a friend of mine, Brigitte, and when we got there, she lived there before, and she said, let's go to the grocery store. And I said, well, let me buy a tea that you would just buy and have in your home all the time. So we went in and we bought this tea. It's called Planinsky Kaj, which must be Planinsky tea. And I have no idea what's in it. She called it mountain tea. And it's actually interesting because when I was traveling in Greece, they also do something called a mountain tea. And it's made out of local herbs and flowers from their mountains, like local to their area. So this one was, thyme and those kinds of herby that you'd put oregano kind of taste. I can't quite describe it. But anyway, it's really good. It's different. And I don't drink it too often, but it feels healthy. Let's put it that way. It feels like a healthy tea. It tastes like a healthy tea. But anyway, thanks, Brigitte, for introducing me to Planinsky tea. But anyway, health and well-being is really important to us here at 60 and Me. And I want to thank our sponsor for this show. That's Puritan's Pride, because we do take it quite seriously and want you to be healthy and strong in your 60s. So you can check out Puritan's Pride website and find how the right nutrition can actually contribute to a healthy lifestyle. So thanks to Puritan's Pride. Now, topic today. Okay, I do things here that I think are going to be of interest to most of you. And some people probably will find this really interesting today. And then others will think, I don't know, think I've done this. But it's an article based on something that Diane Lansing wrote. She's one of our bloggers. And she's really great writer on all kinds of issues related to women over 60. And Diane wrote this article about bridge jobs. And when I first read the title of it, I thought, bridge job, is that like a tooth bridge or what is that? And of course, it's an expression I think probably used more in the United States than anywhere else. It really represents a part-time job that you take as your career is ending and then you're moving into retirement. So it's a bridge. It's a bridge between what you've been doing for 20, 30, 40 years and then what you are going to be doing in retirement. And I suppose that bridge job could last for many years. It's that transition because when I left my corporate job, I didn't do that. I jumped right into 60 and Me, and we were just beginning, so we weren't making any money at all at the beginning. For many years, and so that was my kind of my part-time job. Well, it was a full-time job, but this is where you work for someone else and actually get enough, and not so much money, but you get enough that you can just determine how your lifestyle in your retirement is going to be. So that's really the important thing about bridge jobs, is that they actually do help you prepare for retirement. I'm moving my screen here because it's wiggling. So there we go. So anyway, she started the article by saying, well, I figured I was going to always be working until I was like 70. And she was and worked in a nursing home, as assisted living facility. And she said, I laughed and said to myself, well, I'll just one day stop working here and I'll just move into the assisted living group facility. And she then realized, no, I don't think so. I've got quite a bit left to do in my 70s, 60s and 70s. So what she did is, as a nurse, had the flexibility to take on a part-time job and work on her own terms. Now, if you were a teacher or a nurse, anything in the medical profession, or if you had project management skills, accounting skills, retail, you can do this. You can do a kind of a bridging job that is part-time, and you can just earn enough to, like I said, to figure out what you need to live on in retirement with whatever pension or budget you have already put aside. So I think this is a kind of interesting concept. And maybe you could, in the comments section, you could tell us if you did this, if you actually went ahead and did a bridge job. Now, there's cons. and there's pros. So we'll do the cons. Now, of course, the drop in income is the big thing, right? You're not going to be making as much money as you were when you were in a corporate or in a full-time job. So you're going to be making less money, and that's going to be a challenge because you've got used to a lifestyle. And I don't know about you, but I just found it really, really hard to actually make that adjustment, make that leap from full-time to part-time because of the salary that I was giving up. So that's the first thing. You drop your salary. You're going to pay less on transportation, perhaps, maybe less on clothes, less on transport, but it's not balanced out really. You are going to make less money. That's the con. You'll have no consistent paycheck. I mean, if you decide, for example, to work like Diane's doing on call, where she decides in a month which day she's going to work, and she then is not working like every Monday through Friday, it's sometimes mixed. So you're not getting a consistent salary. That's another thing that's a bit of a con, not con in the sense of con, but against doing this. The other thing is health insurance. When you're working for a company full time, you normally get your health insurance covered, and so you're going to have to go out on your own and do this. And you can, if you're doing Medicare, you're okay, but you've got other considerations. I've done this, the same thing that Diane's done, taken out a health care policy which has got higher deductible and fewer benefits. So that's one way to deal with this. And of course, the next thing is you can't contribute to a financial plan, a retirement plan. Like the IRAs and other things you had offered to you, certainly in the United States. You don't have that offered to you in a part-time job. Another thing is you've lost status. This can be really significant for people. If you were the manager in a group, you had people working for you, and you were telling them how to make you successful or asking them to help you make you successful as well as them, you're going to give that up. And you're often going to find yourself working for a younger person or a person with, in your opinion, less skills, less ability. So it's really, going to be hard for you to actually make that leap forward. The status, I think, isn't so important as it is just that sense of purpose and value. And I think that's, if you can overcome that and feel that you're doing your part, you're getting something back in return, then you're prepared to give up that status. But I think it does take a little while to get used to being told what to do by someone else, and maybe having a younger boss or somebody with less education and training. So those are the things against doing a bridge job. Then the things about positive, though, I mean, there's plenty of these, which is, first of all, less stress. You're doing a job now because you're on your way to retirement, however that looks. It could, like I said, look like exactly a bridge job. You may work part-time forever or for many, many years, but you get less stress because you're just not in that world of having to make it, the next big move or, move to the next step on the ladder. You're just enjoying working for the money to enable your passions, your travel, your fun. And so you've got that kind of freedom. And that's another thing, a more flexible schedule. If you don't want to work on the weekends, then you can make that part of your criteria. So you don't have to work on the weekends. You can pick and choose your shifts in Diane's case, for example. And what does this mean? Well, you have more time with your family. If you're nearby, you can spend more time with your grandkids if you're lucky enough to have them. I say lucky enough because I adore mine, and I'm sure many people do. But if you don't, you've got more time for friends. More time for friends and for your hobbies. You can get to go to the museum that you never got a chance to go to, or to watch that movie, or to go, just do anything that your heart desires. You've got that kind of flexibility. And basically, you're able to prioritize you. Because you're still working, you're not, giving up that position altogether. That makes you feel secure, but you've got more time for you. And that's, in a way, what retirement, in quotes, is all about, I think, at the end of the day. So what can you do? You can volunteer, you can do your crafts, your hobbies, you can travel, and you can travel for longer periods of time. If you're working in a job where you can say, I need 2 weeks off in this month or whatever, then you can negotiate that. And if you're doing like contracting or consulting work, this is of course an ideal way to do a bridge job. So I hope you can't hear all this noise around me. There's some construction going on, but anyway, hopefully you can't hear it. So it's a transition time. It's a way to ease your way into retirement and to feel good about it, and to not feel like you've lost all the stability of of having an income. So I don't know. What do you think? Does that make sense for you in your situation? I think that Diane's article is very inspiring. And of course, she had an opportunity because of what she did as a nurse to make this really easy transition. But maybe you've got some other ideas that you can share with us. So are you considering a bridge job? Or have you already done it? Could you leave your notes in the comment section below and inspire everybody who's thinking about it? And we can get through this transition time together. So tell us, have you thought about doing a bridge job? And if you have done it already, what's the experience been? Okay, everybody. Well, I do hope that you have a great day. Have a really wonderful time wherever you are in the world. Do something great for yourself today. Go have a cup of tea and just sit down and just do something you want for you. And tell us about bridge jobs in your experience. Take good care, everybody. We'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.